Villisca, Iowa, 1912. A sleepy town with a population of just 1,500. But on this night, the tranquility would be shattered by an unspeakable horror. 8 innocent lives lost in a matter of hours, all at the hands of an axe-wielding killer. It was June 10, a Tuesday evening. The Moore family had gathered for dinner when the unthinkable happened. Josiah Moore, his wife Sarah, and their 4 children were brutally slaughtered with an axe, along with 2 of their guests. The investigation would reveal that the killer was not only ruthless but calculating in his approach. He moved from room to room, targeting each victim with precision. But who was behind this heinous crime? And what drove him to such brutality? The aftermath of the murders would leave Villisca in a state of collective trauma. The community came together to mourn the loss of its loved ones, but the sense of security was shattered forever. As we explore this dark chapter in American history, one question remains unanswered: what drove this killer to commit such atrocities? On July 10, 1912, investigators discovered this axe head in the basement of the Hossack house. It was later matched to an identical axe found in the possession of a local man, Joseph White. The axe was never tested for fingerprints or DNA, but its presence sparked theories about a possible accomplice. As the investigation continued, police spoke with the surviving Hossack children, along with the house's boarders. Their testimonies painted a picture of a chaotic night, but also raised questions about potential motives and suspects. The next morning, Villisca's residents awoke to find their quiet town transformed into a scene of unimaginable horror. Police began canvassing for witnesses and gathering evidence, but the case would remain shrouded in mystery for years to come. As the investigation unfolded, theories about a possible serial killer or a domestic dispute began to surface. Joseph White, a local man with an axe in his possession, became a prime suspect. However, the case would ultimately be closed without a conviction, leaving behind only unanswered questions and speculation. On July 10, 1912, the Moore house stood vacant, awaiting the return of the family who had been brutally slaughtered just hours before. Investigators found no signs of forced entry or struggle. The killer seemed to have vanished into thin air. The case drew widespread media attention, but despite numerous leads and suspects, no one was ever formally charged. The investigation was marred by conflicting statements from witnesses and a lack of physical evidence. According to accounts from the time, the family was hosting a sleepover for 2 young friends, Ina Stillinger and her sister. At 1:30 a.m., the killer struck, bludgeoning the victims with an axe in their beds. The axe became an iconic symbol of the Villisca murders. Experts believe it was likely used to bludgeon victims in their beds, causing massive head trauma. Despite efforts to recreate the crime scene, the true nature of the killer's motivations remains a mystery. Investigating the crime scene, police found no signs of forced entry or struggle. The family had been sleeping when the killer struck, with only a faint cry from one of the children waking up their mother, Sarah, who then stumbled out into the hallway. The murder weapon, an axe, was found on the kitchen floor. Analysis revealed that it had been used to bludgeon each victim multiple times. The axe's handle was later discovered in the basement, near a suspicious-looking trunk. Local historian John L. Heinen points out that the Moore house was located on one of the main roads leading into town, making it a strategic target for the killer. The axe murders sent shockwaves throughout the nation, with newspapers splashing images of the crime scene on their front pages. Detective Henry Lauritsen led the investigation into the axe murders. Despite gathering a wealth of physical evidence, including bloodstains, fingerprints, and eyewitness accounts, no clear suspect emerged. The case would remain unsolved for decades, leaving behind only theories and speculation about who could have committed such a heinous crime. Despite numerous investigations and theories, the killer was never caught. The case remains one of America's most infamous unsolved mass murders. In 1919, a grand jury failed to indict anyone, and the trail went cold. As the years passed, the Villisca axe murders became a haunting mystery, etched in the collective memory of Iowa. As we reflect on this gruesome crime, we remember the 8 innocent lives lost that fateful night. Despite its unsolved status, the Villisca axe murders continue to captivate us with their eerie mystery and tragic loss of life. The case serves as a reminder of humanity's darker side and our enduring quest for justice. In the end, it is not about solving the crime but about honoring those who perished, their memories forever etched in this small Iowa town.